Hello, my name is Ashish Udgave. I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Yadrao, Itselkanji. I am welcome to all in the lecture of Equilibrium, module number 2nd. In last video, we have solved the problems on beam by analytical method. Today, in video number 16, we are going to cover the concept of trusses, types of trusses, nature of forces in the members, etc. Truss. It is a rigid structure composed of number of straight members pin jointed to each other. The trusses are the structures used in bridges, buildings, transmission towers to support inclined roofs in railway platforms, godowns, etc. Trusses are the structural assemblies containing some members which are joined together in some specific manner. Or a pin jointed frame is a structure made of slender members pin connected at end and capable of taking loads at the joints. The trusses are the huge structures containing large number of steel members. Trusses are seen at the bridge constructions, roof constructions for large built-up spaces like factory sheds, workshops, exhibitions, indoor sports complexes, auditoriums, cinema halls, etc. Trusses are capable of carrying large external loads. The trusses carry structural supports like at the beams or frames. Although the trusses can be unlimited varieties from construction and application point of view, we shall limit our studies in this chapter to be a specific under mentioned characteristics. The trusses, number 1, the trusses can exist in 3 dimensions. However, we shall limit our studies to coplanar, that is 2-dimensional trusses only. Second condition or second characteristic, the members in the trusses may have various joining techniques like welding, riveting, bolting, etc. However, we shall limit our studies to the pin joint trusses, that is where the members are joined together by means of frictionless fulcrum pins or hinges. Number 3, the trusses can vary. The trusses can carry various types of loads like pin loads, UDL, UVL, movement load, etc. However, we shall limit our studies to those loads which are point load acting on the joints only, and not in between the joints. Number 4, while underloaded conditions, the members in the truss are expected to undergo some deformation. However, we shall assume that the members are absolutely rigid, not deformable. The frames or the such frames are used as roof trusses to support sloping roofs and as the bridge trusses to support the deck. Frames are used as the arms of many machines. Transmission tower, observation towers are also examples of frames. In case of wooden frames, ends of members are connected by nailing or by bolting, whereas in steel frames, end joints are made by riveting or welding to gauge plates. A frame in which all members lie in a single plane is called as plane frame. They are designed to resist the forces acting in the plane frame. Roof trusses and bridge trusses are the examples of plane frame. In this figure, roof trusses are shown. If all the members of frame do not lie in a single plane, they are called as a space frame. Tripod, transmission and observation towers are the examples of space frames. The space frame is also shown in this figure. In this chapter, analysis of only plane frame is dealt. The analysis involves application of equilibrium condition to a system of concurrent and non-concurrent forces. Types of trusses: perfect truss, deficient truss and redundant truss. A truss which does not collapse under the loading is called a stable truss. A pin-jointed frame which has got just sufficient number of members to resist the loads without undergoing appreciable deformation in shape is called as perfect truss or perfect truss. A triangular frame is the simplest perfect frame, and it has 3 joints and 3 members. A triangle can be imagined as the most fundamental truss. The geometry of an actual truss can be seen as the formation of a repetition of a number of triangles associated in a progressive manner. The perfect frame with 4 and 5 joints are shown in figure 4.2 and 4.3 respectively. In figure 4.1, there are 3 joints and 3 members. It may be observed that to increase one joint in a perfect frame, 2 or more members are to be required. Hence, the following expression may be written as the relationship between number of joints J and number of members M in a perfect frames. M is equal to twice J minus 3, where M stands for number of members and J stands for number of joints. In figure 4.3, there are 5 joints and 7 members. However, the above equation gives only a necessary but not a sufficient condition of perfect frame. For example, the two frames are shown in figure 4.4a and 4.4b have the same number of members and joints, that is, number of members are 9 and number of joints are 6. The frame shown in 4.4a is a perfect frame since it can retain its shape for loading at any joints. The frame shown in 4.4b is not capable of retaining its shape if loaded at joint 6. Hence, the necessary and sufficient condition of a perfect frame is that it should retain its shape when load is applied in the plane of frame at any joint. If the number of members are less than that required for the perfect frame, then that frame is called as deficient frame. These frames cannot retain their shapes when loaded. A deficient frame is shown in figure 4.5. And redundant frame is that if the number of members in it are more than the required for the perfect frame, then that frame is said to be a redundant frame. Such frames can be analyzed by using the equations of equilibrium only. Thus, a redundant frame is a statically indeterminate frame. Each extra member adds 1 degree of indeterminacy. For the analysis of such frames, consistency of deformation is also considered. The truss shown in figure 4.6 is a typically redundant truss. In this, one diagonal members in each panel is extra. Hence, it is 2 degree redundant frame. Assumptions. The following assumptions are made in the analysis of pin-jointed trusses. First assumption is that the ends of the members are pin-connected or hinged. In reality, the members are connected by bolting, riveting, or by welding. No special care is taken to ensure perfect pin connections. Assuming pin-connected end is a quite satisfactory for steel trusses, since the members used are slender. For concrete and steel trusses, the results are reasonably satisfactory. The members in the trusses may have various joining techniques like welding, riveting, bolting, etc. However, we shall limit our studies to the pin joint trusses, that is, where the members are joined together by means of frictionless fulcrum pins or hinges. Second assumption is that the loads act only at the joints. In most of the frames, the loads act at the joints. Even if the load is not acting at a joint, it can be replaced by its reaction at the joints and the local bending effect on the member. Thus, the frame may be analyzed for the joint loads and the local bending effect taken care in the design. The trusses can carry various types of loads like point loads, uniformly distributed load, uniformly varying load, movement load, etc. However, we shall limit our studies to those loads which are point loads acting on the joints only, not in between the joints. The third assumption is that the self-weight of the members are negligible. In most of the trusses, the self-weight is really small compared to the loads they carry. Hence, the self-weight of the members may be neglected. Number fourth assumption is that members are having either uniform cross sections throughout, or if they have varying cross section, the centroid is located along the same longitudinal line. It is the duty of construction engineer to see that the centroid of all cross sections of a member lie along a single axis so that the member is held in equilibrium by the two forces at its ends. The next assumption is that the trusses can exist in 3 dimensions. However, we shall limit our studies to the coplanar, that is 2-dimensional trusses only. And last assumption is that while under loaded conditions, the members in a truss are expected to undergo some deformation. However, we shall assume that the members are absolutely rigid, that is not deformable. Nature of forces in the members. The members of a pin connected frames are subjected to either tensile or compressive forces. A typical truss ABCDE loaded at joint E is shown in figure 4.7a. In this truss, the member BC is subjected to compressive force C as shown in figure 4.7b. Effect of this force on the joint B or C is equal and opposite to force C as shown in figure 4.7b. The member AE is subjected to a tensile force T. Its effect on the joint A and E are shown in figure 4.7b. The tensile force is denoted by letter T and the compressive force is denoted by letter C. During the analysis, we mark the forces on the joints but not the forces in the members. Hence, it may be noted that two arrows going away from each other in the figure of the frame shows the compressive force in the member, and the two arrows coming towards each other represents the tensile force in the member. Or when we consider any joint, the arrow indicating, that is the arrow which is going away from the joint, is represented by tensile force, and the arrow coming towards the joint indicates the compressive force. Methods of analysis. The following 4 methods are available for the analysis of pin connected plane frames. First method is the method of joint. Second method is the method of section. Third method is the method of tension coefficient, and fourth one is the graphical method. However, only first 2 methods, that is method of joint and method of section, we will consider in next video. In next video, we are going to consider, or we are going to understand the method of a joint and to solve the problems on method of joint. Please note that this video is prepared for academic use only. To understand the concept of trusses, types of trusses, nature of forces in the members for UG students only. Thank you. Thanks a lot. For any query, please feel free to contact me on mail or on mobile. which is appearing on the screen. Thank you.